Time now to have a guest in from Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. We want to welcome Airman Laurie Acho. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. How about you?
Doing great. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
How long have you been in the Air Force?
2 years in March.
About 2 years in March.
Yes, sir.
What in the world inspired you to join the Air Force of all things?
I'll say watching my friends go through ROTC in high school, the way they were dressed, the civilized manner that they carried themselves. Also for the fact that I also wanted to go to school, and school is pretty expensive nowadays, so being able to have the military pay for my school through tuition assistance, that's pretty nice.
That's a big benefit, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And that sure takes care of for anyone who really wants to get an education and to go to school, a higher education. This is the best way they can do it.
Yes, sir.
The best way.
Yes, sir.
So some of the other benefits you may have experienced joining the Air Force. What are some of the things you enjoy from the Air Force?
Like the medical benefits. I don't have to worry about insurance, paying for insurance for the most part.
That's right.
And also having a team behind you that actually supports you. Like at my work, I have my supervisor that's working towards making sure I have the best career ever, trying to gear me towards a good career. I have a team that I can rely on, that I'm not going to get fired the next minute for a little problem, but I have people supporting me.
Well, Airman Acho, what do you do at Seymour Johnson?
I am a knowledge management technician. So.
Whoa, wait a minute. What does that mean?
You know, Freedom of Information Act, FOIA?
Sure.
My office deals with that.
Oh, really?
Yes,
okay.
sir. So we basically provide information for the public, for citizens. Any citizen can request for information, and we provide the most accurate and timely information.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty interesting. Now, I can't imagine. But did you request that, or did you just end up there?
I ended up there.
Did you?
Yes, sir. But it's a pretty nice job.
Well, that's great.
Yes, sir.
So, in your office, how many people are in there besides you?
I would say we have right about 9 people.
Really? And they're all dealing with the same thing?
Yes,
it's
sir.
an information technology. Not an information, that's
It's part of it.
Is that part of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We also have other programs we deal with, like Privacy Act, so people's personally identifiable information, Social Security, anything that can relate back to an individual. We try to protect those for the most part. We have we have 100% shared policies on base, so we have a really huge shredder that we maintain, so anyone can make shred appointments to shred anything that contains like PII, which is personally identifiable information.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And you have to use that a lot, I would think,
Yes,
trying
sir.
to keep everything private.
Yes, sir.
So where did you join the Air Force? Let me start somewhere else. Where are you from? Where's home?
I'll say my home right now is Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Not Dallas.
Well, it's Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. DFW.
DFW.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
What about Arlington? Does that come into the picture at all?
It's right next to home.
Kind of in between, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, but you're definitely Fort Worth.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's where my family is right now.
But now tell me about the name Acho. What's the history? What's the heritage there?
Acho is Nigerian. It's actually longer, but was cut down into just 4 letters, actually pronounced Achonyoku, which is Igbo. And I was born in Nigeria. My parents are Nigerians. I grew up in Nigeria, and I moved to the States at the age 14. That'll be 2011 for me. And after that, went to high school here, a little bit of college, and joined the military.
How about that? Well, that's wonderful. That's a very interesting history you have there.
Thank you.
Okay, so when you came to the U.S., were you speaking English when you came here in 2011?
Yes, sir. English is actually my first language.
Oh, it is?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Igbo was something I learned later on because my mom wanted to communicate with me. She also speaks English. Back in Nigeria, our first language are usually English because what they teach in school is basically English and French. Then Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, those are Nigerian dialects that, well, each person in Nigeria gets to pick one of those, kind of like, and you have other dialects there, but like the main 3 were Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. And I was Igbo, my family was Igbo, and there was no way my grandma could communicate with me when she was trying to tell me a secret. Like when you're trying to hide, when you're around your boss and you're trying not to have them understand what you're talking about. And she's trying to tell me a secret. She goes through Igbo, and that I understand her, and she's like, hey, don't do that. Those people are looking at you over there. And situations like that, that's the reason why my mom started teaching me how to speak Igbo, how to understand Igbo. And right now I'm pretty fluent at that.
Is that right?
Yes,
that
sir.
is so interesting.
I can teach you my favorite, hi. It's like hola, but it's kedo. Kedo.
Kedo?
Yes, sir.
How do you spell that?
Kedu.
Kedu.
Yes, sir.
Kedu?
Kedo.
That's hello.
Yes, sir.
Kedu. That is so interesting. So, what are your plans in the Air Force now? What are you just going to go through this term, or you plan on re-upping, or what are you going to do?
Well, I enlisted for 6 years,
Right.
and in March I'm going to be clocking 2 years, so I have 4 more years to think about the Air Force.
So,
But in the meantime, I'm actually trying to finish up with college because I have read about 2 years of college. I'm trying to do sports medicine, and if possibly, if I get that accomplished before the 6 years mark, I would like to commission in as an officer.
okay.
Yes, sir. And
Go out to Colorado Springs, right?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Now there's an education for you. Yeah. So you mentioned sports medicine. Are you an athletic person?
Yes, sir.
You tend to be athletic. What do you do?
Currently, my fiance and I, we train people at the gym. Like we're trying to go towards being personal trainers. So we're learning and actually training people. So we train people at the gym, like friends and coworkers, and some of them get off work around 10 p.m. But the dedication, you have to be up. So we train from like 10 p.m. to 12. Yes, sir. Just basically trying to make sure they're fit. Like we have people that need to be better at something, like we have the run test in the Air Force, you have the sit-ups, the push-ups, stuff like that. So we try to help people get better, stuff like that, so they're still in the Air Force, because you can easily get kicked out for not passing.
For not passing the health and the fitness
Yes, sir.
test and exams. So you're really helping people out a lot.
Yes, sir.
All right, so it's you and your fiance doing this.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite sport?
My favorite is soccer.
Soccer.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what do you do to stay fit?
I do CrossFit for the most part, and CrossFit consists of just endurance for the most part. You have a lot of equipments, and you're doing cardio, you're doing abs, you're doing a total body fitness, but you have to practice the endurance for the most, like you have to practice the endurance, you have to be able to just keep going, keep pushing, regardless of how painful or how stressed it is. So that's the part that I like.
A lot of determination.
Yes, sir.
You're determined to do it, and you do it.
Yes, sir.
And the pain eventually goes away, right?
It's a good pain. It's a good kind of pain.
It's a good pain.
Yes, sir.
There you go. So what about down the road? If you do end up at Colorado Springs and you take your officer training out there, what are your plans later on? Make a career, I would think.
Well,
or do you know?
I don't know yet, but hopefully I'm still in the military. Hopefully I'm still serving. Hopefully I'm able to help out medically, like when people get hurt during sports or during physical training or at war or something and people get hurt. I'm able to help out. But if I'm not in the military, I would also like to have open up a gym with my fiance. So that'll be either a part-time job or a full-time job if I'm not in the military.
Right. Wow. Very impressive. So is that what you do in your spare time? You just work out and kill yourself, like?
It's part of what I do.
That's part of what do you like to do otherwise?
Fashion.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
You're just all over the place, aren't you? Well-rounded person.
Well, you have to stay fit to be in the fashion industry.
I guess you do, don't you? I don't
Yes,
know why
sir.
I didn't realize that.
So for fashion, there's something called MIB, so it's Make It Better. This is a program held on base, and you get to create a club, whatever club that you want to create, that your hobby is basically. And fashion is something I did prior to the military. I helped out with fashion shows and helped out with models and anything I could do, basically. And I mentioned that to my commander, and he signed me up for that. He was like, hey, here you go.
Really?
Fashion club. You're in charge of it. Have fun with that.
Wow.
And that was how Fashion Club started up. When we created Fashion Club, we created mostly for people to represent their personality through the way they dress.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes,
so
sir.
how long has this been going on?
It started up last year towards the beginning of last year.
And how many people do you have involved with this?
Currently, I have 40 members.
40?
Yes, sir.
Well, that is wonderful.
Yes, sir.
That is wonderful. Fashion and sports. You're just right into everything, aren't you? That's fascinating. A very interesting person is Airman Laurie Acho from Fort Worth, Texas. And I appreciate so much your being with us. You're a fascinating person. I thank you
you
so much. Good luck to you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.